The galaxy recorded the moment the human colonies died with the same cold precision one would use to measure rainfall or temperature decline. Sensors across 6 star systems registered an instantaneous drop in electromagnetic noise, followed by the abrupt silence of 2 bustling human worlds blinking out as if someone had extinguished candles. No build-up. No broadcast. No ultimatum. 2 billion lives vanished before any distress signals could escape the gravity well. What remained was only static and expanding clouds of ionized dust where continents once existed. The triumvirate assassins who carried out the strike were known as the Void Raisers, a group whose existence was whispered in political backrooms and denied in public forums. They specialized in surgical annihilation, not war. Their doctrine was simple: remove the enemy faster than anyone can react or assign blame. It was the first time they deployed against a human target. It was also the last time they would remain unknown. Humanity's listening posts received fragmented telemetry first. Debris signatures matched civilian transport alloys. Atmospheric readings showed continents and oceans evaporated within seconds. A handful of overloaded relays briefly transmitted images of burning skies before collapsing. Analysts didn't need further confirmation. They watched the numbers rise on the casualty board, entire population registries marked lost, names flickering red until the screen was a sea of death. The United Earth Council didn't erupt into shouting or panic. No one slammed fists on desks. The room, sealed deep beneath the capital ecology, filled only with the faint hum of filtration vents and the mechanical shifting of holographic displays. Representatives sat like statues, faces unreadable as casualty updates scrolled upward. 2 billion. 2 billion. 2 billion. The number froze once the system realized there was no one left alive to update. There were no speeches of sorrow. No declarations of vengeance. Vengeance was assumed. The only question was the method. Military analysts compiled available data in minutes. The strike couldn't have been an accident or rogue action. The colonies housed no military installations, no weapon caches, no strategic assets. They were agricultural and research worlds, populated mostly by families, students, scientists, and workers. The attack was deliberate extermination. The Void Raisers left no survivors, no traceable origin path, and no demands. But they left a signature pattern familiar to only 3 human intelligence directors. It was enough. The Council authorized Protocol Black Sun, a directive sealed for centuries, intended only for existential threats. Its activation required unanimity. The representatives raised their hands without hesitation. There was no debate about proportional response. When 2 billion civilians are murdered, proportionality dies with them. Security drones sealed the chamber. Lights dimmed. 2 encrypted files rose from the tabletop projector, one marked with an old Slavic sigil, the other with a faded American insignia. The operatives associated with those files were not soldiers in the traditional sense. They were contingency measures. Weapons humanity hoped it would never use, not because they were uncontrollable, but because unleashing them meant civilization had failed to maintain the illusion of diplomacy. The aliens across the galaxy already knew of these 2 figures, though their stories differed depending on which species told them. Some called them myths, others called them nightmares, and the foolish called them exaggerations. The more educated factions quietly prepared escape vessels when their names came up. Not the names given at birth, but the names whispered in backrooms, recorded in intercepted enemy transmissions, or engraved into the hulls of ships found demolished in empty space. One file opened silently. T displayed a woman's profile. No rank. No service record. Only a code name, Baba Yaga. Her reputation was built not through propaganda but through the aftermath of missions attributed to her. 47 enemy assassination attempts failed, each ending with the hunters disappearing instead. There were reports of her surviving a reactor detonation unharmed. An alien empire once sent a full armored division to capture her. The division was never found, only scattered armor fragments and static-filled helmet recordings where terrified soldiers muttered prayers in languages not yet catalogued. Aliens called her the woman who walks through fire, not because she was invulnerable, but because she never stopped moving, never stopped advancing, and left only silence behind her. The second file opened with more reluctance, as if the system itself hesitated to display it. A blank silhouette appeared. No biometric data. No history. Only the code name, the American Boogeyman. His existence was debated even among human intelligence circles. He left no trace, no footage, nothing but mission outcomes that defied probability. Entire pirate fleets dismantled without alarms triggered. High-value targets found dead in locked rooms with undisturbed guards outside. Alien warlords who mocked humanity vanished mid-broadcast, their empires collapsing in fear as rumors spread that the human ghost had marked them. Aliens called him the last face you never see, though no one who had seen him lived long enough to describe him. These two were not partners. They had never worked together. They were parallel weapons forged in different eras, trained in different doctrines, unleashed only when humanity faced annihilation-level threats. The Council understood the message the Triumvirate had sent. The Void Raisers killed civilians to provoke fear and compliance. Instead, they provoked the unsealing of the two most efficient killers humanity had ever produced. When the deployment order was finalized, no alarms blared. No patriotic anthem played. The operatives did not receive speeches or farewells. They simply received coordinates, objectives, and authorization codes that granted them unilateral authority to act on behalf of all human civilization. In the outer systems, deep space listening stations began intercepting alien transmissions. Panic spread faster than light. The Triumvirate attempted to suppress rumors, but information leaked through smugglers, mercenaries, and defectors. Someone had identified the tactical signature of the human response team. Someone had whispered the names that should never be spoken lightly: Baba Yaga, the Boogeyman. Entire alien forums banned the words to prevent societal unrest. Military briefings warned officers not to panic if reports surfaced of unexplained disappearances or sensor blackouts near critical installations. Some governments placed their leaders in underground bunkers. Others quietly evacuated their capitals, claiming maintenance issues. The smartest simply reinforced borders and prayed the legends would pass them by. Inside the Triumvirate, denial collapsed quickly. Surveillance feeds captured disturbances they couldn't explain. Brief static bursts near their intelligence hubs, anomalous readings that suggested infiltrations with no entry points. Commanders began accusing each other of treachery. Paranoia spiraled. High-ranking officials moved with armed escorts, doubling security protocols. But deep down they knew the truth. They had struck humanity first, and the human response was already in motion. The Void Raisers, once feared as unstoppable executioners, now found themselves hunted. Their handlers urged them to disappear temporarily. They refused, trusting their skills. But even they whispered among themselves as fragments of intercepted transmissions confirmed what they feared. Humanity had sent its monsters. The galaxy expected humans to declare war publicly. Instead, humanity declared nothing. No threats, no ultimatums, no diplomacy. Silence is what terrified aliens most, because silence meant the legends were already moving.